Hi, welcome again to The Old Principal. I am the Old Principal, and we have a story. Actually, it's a story from my friend, and he shared this story with me. I thought, that's okay. There are a lot of new words and some new ideas there, so we can use it. This is number 118, Stray Dog. What is a stray dog? Stray, 流浪狗，流浪狗. Okay, with that, where am I going to find a storyteller? I look to the east, I look
right here.
Oh, right here. Okay, we need the story for you to tell.
Sure.
There you go.
Give me 5.
Give me 5. Okay, here we go.
A friend of mine from graduate school days wrote most of the following. 10 years ago, we saw a little long-haired dog wandering outside our fence. We lived in Texas, in the country, at the intersection of 2 roads. It wasn't unusual for people to abandon dogs there. This little dog seemed like a terrier or a mix of several breeds. We invited her into our yard. We had installed a cat door in our back door so that the cats could come and go at will. It wasn't long before this little dog squeezed through the door into the house. The dog had been spayed, was housebroken, and well-mannered, so we decided to keep her. What should we name her? We had 4 grandchildren who lived right next door to us, and they loved the dog from the first. 5-year-old Brittany said, let's name her Put-Put. Later, we shortened the name to Putz. A year later, we found another stray, a miniature pincer, or Min Pin. She belonged to a neighbor, but stayed with us. The neighbors moved and left the dog behind. The kids called her Daisy, and she became top dog. Putz settled into the lower position without complaint. We moved to Montana, and the dogs adjusted almost instantly. We installed a cat door, and they were satisfied. 2 years later, Putz became ill. She was very old, and her illness became worse. She was in great pain. Reluctantly, we took her to the animal doctor and put her into a permanent sleep. She was part of the family, and we cried for our loss. My friend concluded his little story on a philosophical note. As a Christian, he stated, at the end of our lives we will die. Then he added that God has a wonderful plan for life after death. Then we will live with him in paradise forever.
Good. So, here's the question.
Yes.
Did you ever have a dog at your home?
Oh, yes.
What did you call your dog?
Buffy.
Buffy. Buffy and Put-Put. They look like, they sound like. Anyway, we'll come back to Buffy in a little while.
Yes.
You can rest. Okay, we're talking about 118. This is story number 118, Stray Dog. Okay, moving on. A friend of mine from graduate school days. Okay, 研究所 is graduate school. Okay, and when I say a friend of mine from graduate school days, that simply means a friend of mine during the time that we were in graduate school. See, where did they live? They lived next door to us, didn't they? 刚好是我们的邻居, okay? And this story is actually his story. It's not my story. Although maybe if we have some time, we'll actually ask Mrs. Ash to tell about her dog. Think of a dog story, okay? About Buffy, not Putt-Putt. Okay, so here we go. Next. 10 years ago, we saw a little long-haired dog wandering outside our fence. We saw a little long-haired, 长毛的 狗 wandering. So to wandering means 流浪, or just 好像没有目的. When you're wandering, if a person is wandering here or there, he's just wandering around, then it's like the person doesn't have a purpose. 没有目的, So that's wandering. You can say 流浪 also. Anyway, a long-haired dog wandering outside our fence. Fence is the 围墙, a fence. So now, going on, we lived in Texas. So my friend lived in Dezhou, in the country. So where in Texas? In the country, 乡下. So country has several meanings, 国家, 乡下等等. But in this case, it's 乡下. At the intersection of two roads. A simple way of saying intersection is 十字路口 or 交叉路口. So this is an intersection. So here they live out in the country at an intersection of two roads. Now, it wasn't unusual. That means simply it happened often, quite often, 相当多. It wasn't 不是不寻常的. See, it wasn't unusual, which is a double negative, right? So if that means that it happened a lot, 不是不寻常, for people to abandon dogs there. They're driving down the road. They don't want the dog in their house for some reason. And so they open the door and they let the dog out. 叫抛下. 抛下. In other words, they just let the dog out and then they drove away real fast. And of course, the dog has no home. So, this is a dog that is a stray dog. Now, going on, this little dog seemed to be a terrier. Now, when you say a terrier is 一个品种, terrier, or a mix of several breeds, 杂种, several breeds. A breed is a 品种, but several breeds mixed together, 混合, it's a mix of several breeds. We invited the little dog, into our yard. So 欢迎他到我们的院子里. Going on, we had installed a cat door. So in their house, they had a cat door. What is a cat door? A cat door is a door for a cat. What's a cat? 猫门. What happens is they have a door here, and down at the bottom of the door, they make a hole in the door. So just a little hole, and it has kind of a flap that moves on it. So the cat just pushes up against it, and it opens up, and he goes inside the house. It's called a maomen, a cat door. Except for dogs can use cat doors too. Could be a dog door for that matter. Okay? We had installed a cat door in our back door, 我们家后面的门, so the cats could come and go at will. 按照他们的意思，随时 at their will, 随时都可以来来去去. So you don't have to open the door and let the cat out and things like that. Going on. It wasn't long before the little dog squeezed through the door into the house. Okay, so 过不久, okay, 过不久, the little dog squeezed. Maybe the little dog was bigger than the cat, okay? He squeezed 挤过去 through the door into the house. And he said, I can imagine the little dog says, oh, look at that. I just came into the house. So he probably saw the cats doing it. Now, cats and dogs don't usually get along very well. They're not very friendly. Dogs chase cats, and cats hate dogs. But for some reason, and I don't know why, this dog decided to invite himself to the cat's home, which was inside the house. Going on. The dog had been spayed. Now, okay. Now, spayed is a special word. And it simply means 被开刀而没办法生小狗. We do this with female dogs, 这个母狗, so that they will not have baby dogs, baby puppies. Okay, so apparently this dog had been spayed already. Whoever's dog it was, 不知道是谁抛下的这个狗, had spayed the dog was spayed, and was housebroken. Now, what does it mean to be housebroken? When you housebreak a dog, or if you say it in the 被动式, you say housebroken. Housebroken simply means that the dog or the cat or whatever it is, the dog can live in the house and will not 乱大便, so 或尿尿等等. Okay, that's what is housebroken. In other words, they are trained to go to the bathroom at the right place, okay, and they don't make your house a mess. So if I say my dog has been housebroken, that means it's an inside dog, it can live inside the house, and it knows how to control itself, 不会随时随地这个大便等等. Okay, and he was well-mannered. Now we use this for animals. Oh, the dog is well-mannered, but we also use it for human beings. 的小孩子是蛮乖. Okay, so well-mannered, he acts and behaves very well. And so we decided to keep her. So, whoa, not bad. It's well-trained. 这个好好被人家好好训练过了. So, we said, well, good. We'll keep the dog. Now, what do you think the children thought about that? Okay, going on. What should we name her? So we're going to have to give the dog a name. Okay, we had 4 grandchildren who lived right next door. 4 grandchildren, 孙子孙女, okay, who lived right next door, 住在隔壁. And they loved the dog from the first. 一看到它就爱上它. They just loved the little dog from the very beginning. Going on. Little 5-year-old Brittany. This is a girl's name. Is this a girl's name? Must be a girl's name. It is. Okay. Brittany, 5 years old, 5岁, said, let's name her Put Put. Okay. Did I sound like a 5-year-old? Stop laughing. You're not supposed to laugh. Okay. Let's name her Put Put. Okay. Put Put. Later, 以后, we shortened the name to Putz. We just call, where's Putz? Putz. Just like my grandchildren call me Papa John. That's what they call me, Papa John. But nowadays, they've shortened my name to Pops. Just Pops. Pops is another way of saying dad. It's kind of a way of saying dad. So sometimes you can take a longer name and you can shorten it. Going on. A year later, we found another stray. Okay. 过1年又来了第2个流浪狗. Okay. A miniature pincher. Okay. Miniature means 小小的. Sometimes you have big dog and little dog. This was a little dog. Pincher. 是一个品种. Okay. And we called her, or min pin. Miniature pincher. I don't know. It sounds almost like Chinese to me. But she wasn't Chinese. She belonged to a neighbor. This was stray dog. 就是我们的邻居的狗. Okay. She was from our neighbor, but she decided, okay, to stay with us. So that's very strange. The dog belonged to the neighbor, but decided to stay with us. So now they got 2 dogs. Now, if you have 2 dogs, who's the boss? Well, by the way, they have cats too. Okay, so the cats, it's no contest. The dogs win, the cats lose. Okay, the cats just stay out of the way. But the dogs, which dog is the top dog? Okay, so let's going on here. The neighbors, by the way, this Min Pin, when she moved in, the neighbors moved, 她就搬家, and left the dog behind. That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that, because that's not a good idea. If you have an animal, take care of the animal, or find a home for the animal. But they didn't. So they left the dog, 就把他们的狗留下来. Of course, the dog was already coming to the friend's house. My friend's house. The kids called her Daisy. Do you know what Daisy is? Daisy is a flower. Daisy. So Daisy, you have Daisy and Put-Puts. Putz. Okay, Put-Put. Okay. And she became the top dog. Okay, now, let me explain to you what top dog is. Let's see if I can explained it. You have a top dog. And we actually, it's English, it's very interesting. We actually have top dog and underdog. Okay. Okay. So now, what is the top dog? The top dog is we'd say 领头狗, or yeah, it's the leader. Okay, it's the leader. Some people call it the alpha male or the alpha female. It's the leader, the leader. So if Daisy became the top dog, even though she's the new one, she's bigger, she's stronger, or something. Okay, her personality is different. Okay, then you have the other dog. Well, going on to the next, Putz, that's the other dog, settled into the lower position, 比较低的地位. Okay, 地位是比较低. Maybe you could say underdog, but sometimes underdog 它的含义也是有点不一样. But underdog maybe would work. Without complaint, 不发怨言. Do dogs 发怨言? Well, anyway, I don't know what dogs say, but anyway, going on. We moved to Montana, 所以他们要离开德州. And they moved to Montana 州, 这个西北, okay? And the dogs adjusted, okay? To adjust to something means to 应付, okay? So 适应 adjust 适应 almost instantly, 几乎马上就适应. We installed a cat door, so now they made this Mauman again, and they were satisfied. 已经非常满意. Okay, going on. 2 years later, 过了2年, Putz became ill. Now, why would she become ill? She was very old, 已经非常老, and her illness became worse. And 她的病得越来越重. Okay? She was in great pain, 很痛苦. Going on. Reluctantly. What does it mean? If you are reluctant, 不大愿意. 不大愿意. Reluctantly, we took her to the animal doctor. Okay? An animal doctor, a doctor that takes care of animals. 兽医. Isn't that what you say? I don't know whether it's what you say. And he put her into a permanent 永久安息. In other words, she died. Okay? We say put her to sleep. This is the term that we use, actually. I'm sorry, we had to put our dog to sleep. Sometimes we say put her down. Okay? Going on. She was part of the family, and we cried for our loss. Okay? Animals become part of the family. Even though the animal was a 流浪狗, it became part of the family, and we cried for our loss. And because of the loss, because she died, then we cried. See, going on. My friend concluded his little story on a philosophical note. He's kind of a 哲学家, so he was a little of a 个人哲学, okay? But he finished the story, okay? And this is the way he finished the story. And I thought it was pretty good too. A Christian, as a Christian, 他是一个基督徒, As a Christian,他是这样说了 At the end of our lives, we will die. We all will die. In China or Chinese, we say, 生老病死. We all face this. But at the end of our lives, we will all die. But what's next? Going on? Then he added that God has a wonderful plan for life after death. This is God's plan. God said, you do not have to die. Then we will live with him in paradise. 永远在天堂. Okay, this is what my friend said. Okay, Mrs. A, we've come to this story. Sorry, we don't have much time for you to tell about Buffy. What was Buffy like? Quickly.
The sweetest dog you'd ever want for a family.
Very anjing, very quiet,
Yes.
and a friend of life. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. There were 6 children in their family. Is that right?
Yes.
6. So it had to be a happy dog with lots of children.
And patience.
And very patient.
Yeah.
很有耐心的.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't have very many dogs growing up when I was young. We had briefly for one little time, but not like you.
Mhm.
Anyway, dogs become part of the family,
Oh,
don't they?
absolutely.
And I'm sure that when Buffy got old, you cried too.
Yes.
Everybody, children cry when they lose their best friend. And sometimes for a child, their best friend is their dog.
Yes.
Is that true?
Mhm.
Okay, well, a stray dog. So now you can send us a letter to theoldprinciple@gmail.com, or you could go to our website. 我们的网站是 www.theoldprinciple.org. Hey, we had fun talking about stray dogs. Join us next time for another interesting story. Bye-bye.
Bye.